And by having that, so much of your business success depends on how smart we get about how we do marketing. And so today I want to focus in on creating your marketing message. And some of you have been through some of this information before, but we've added new content to it. We want to get into the details of what you're saying in your marketing message when you're out and about networking, what's on your websites, what's on your flyers, what's on your brochures, what's on your trade show booths, all the different components that go into creating your marketing message. So, first question for you is, where do you get your marketing ideas from? Where do you typically get your marketing ideas from?
The shower.
And she's the one that came up with a good marketing idea.
Just call that son.
No, the shower really talks to her.
Anybody else?
Now we're interested.
Well, you copy other people's ideas, don't you? Or you
Yeah.
amend, other people say things or do things, or you see something on TV or something, and you just
Yeah.
amend it to suit
Try to
what
fit
you've
your
got.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're your competition, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Competition, right? Anybody else?
Existing ideas.
Okay. Any things you've tried in the past? Okay.
That's worked, we hope.
From
Column, Kelly?
yeah, from Calm.
You get the prize. Others.
And he's the coach, he only asks how you feel about something, like a psychologist. How do you
No,
feel
no,
about
no,
that?
no.
Doesn't give you the information.
No, he specifically says, why don't you?
You're thinking of doing what?
My
Okay.
ideas just pop into my head, or I wake up in the middle of the night, so I guess they're probably coming from the subconscious mind.
Okay, of itself. Yeah. Okay. The most common one is copying others or your competition. People are looking, seeing what's out there in the marketplace, and we see an idea that we like for either a competitor or another industry, or you're watching the Super Bowl and you see some cool ad and you try and adopt that to your business, even though you don't have the $3 million per 30 seconds to pay for it. And so we get ideas from other places. And anybody guess? Well, before we get into the guessing part, let's think about what makes marketing work. What actually makes marketing work? And there's an old marketing formula, not mine, it's been around forever, but it's a 6-step marketing formula as to how to approach each and every marketing strategy that you think about doing, you think about using. First step is having a laser-focused target market. Really knowing who is your ideal target market for what you do, okay? Having a compelling marketing message, knowing what your message is going to be to motivate those folks. We'll get into that in detail today. Choosing the right media to reach that market, okay, where you're advertising, where you're networking, and then committing to your campaigns. Having a commitment to your campaigns, because most business owners do what?
Run it once.
They run it once, absolutely. And we say, okay, I'm going to do a direct mail campaign, so I'll mail out a bajillion cards, I'll do it one time, and I'll go, I'm not a millionaire by Tuesday, so I'll try something else. Or I'll run an ad on Sunday and it didn't turn into millions, so I'll try something else. I'll do one email blast and it didn't work, or I'll do a trade show once and it didn't work. I didn't do the follow-up, okay? And so, having commitment to your campaigns, making the proper investment, and those of you who are taking notes, what I mean by that is, there are some things you have to, so obviously there's a cost comes with, an investment that comes with doing marketing. And you have to be able to afford to do it properly, or don't do it at all. A lot of times I talk to small business owners and they say, I'm thinking about doing a direct mail campaign. And I say, okay, we'll need to be able to do it at least 3 or 4 times to make it work. And if we can't afford to do it 2 or 3 times, well then, don't do it. You're far better off finding something that you can afford to do properly.
Investment can be time and money.
Time and money, absolutely. In a lot of cases it is time. And so, but making sure you have, whether it's time or money, making sure you have enough of it available to follow through on the campaign. We see people, what they do, we take the trade show example. They do a great trade show, and then they don't have the time to do the follow-up. And so they're going, trade shows don't work for my business. Although if you followed up with people, they might, okay? Making that proper investment and tracking your results. And those of you who've been through some of our other marketing forums, anyone remind me what the typical return we're looking for when we do marketing as a small business owner?
Minimum 2 to 1.
Minimum 2 to 1. I mean, if you invest $1,000 into marketing, we want to be getting at least 2 times the return on that investment. And that's gross profit versus investment, not just cash flow. Okay? Gross profit versus the investment. It's going to be doubling your money basically, at least. That's not the goal. The goal is hopefully 20 to 1, 30 to 1. But if we're not at least doubling our money, it's not worth it. Okay? And all too often I see business owners who say, I say, how's that campaign going? And they'll say, I think it's going okay. I think it paid for itself. Oh my God. You'd be better off sitting home and watching Oprah if you just got your money back from it. The only reason for a small business owner to do marketing is to get a return on your investment. And if you're not getting that, it's not working. Let's work on, let's find out what's going to work.
And you're talking about gross profits too?
Gross profit, yeah, gross profit versus the cost of the ad, or the cost of the campaign. Okay? And so, and the only way to know that is if we're tracking the results. Because guess what the most common answer is when I ask a small business owner, how's that campaign going?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's okay. Okay?
If it paid for itself, couldn't you tweak it and then try it again? I mean, unless you were actually one of your coaching clients and went and brainstormed it first.
Right, we did the research first, you know. Absolutely, if you think, if there's a chance of it making, if we can improve it. Sometimes people will say trade shows don't work for me, and we come in and we look at the whole formula for doing a good trade show and doing the follow-up. And we see, did you hit on all the points? We say, no, I only hit on 5 of the 8 points. Well then, okay, well trade shows could work if we followed all the 8 steps. So absolutely it can be tweaked to fit. And so anytime you're approaching a marketing project, this is the approach you should be taking. And we'll go into that in a lot more detail in other forums, but if that's the case, then why does so much marketing fail? We're getting ideas from our competitors, we're having brilliant sparks of brilliance in the shower. And we're copying the other people who are being successful. How come we're not getting the results that we want to get? Why does so much marketing fail?
Too many other impressions out there of marketing.
A lot of competition? Yeah.
Only businesses, but I don't know.
They're not, yeah, exactly, well, they're not following the formula, absolutely. Yeah.
They're not honing in on their target market.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's exactly it. It's some of that component from that formula they're not following. And unfortunately, when we're copying our competition, let's think that through for a minute. 96% of all small business owners go out of business in 7 years. Okay? Isn't that motivation? Aren't we motivated to be a small business owner now? Okay? And yet, if we're copying those folks, chances are we're copying people who are on the downhill slope. The marketing's not working for them either, and just because you like the ad doesn't mean you should run it. Let's find out if it's working. Just because your competition's doing it doesn't mean that it's working for you. Remember, so many business owners struggle with marketing because they don't have a formula, they don't know who the target market is. And so, and one of the reasons, like we say, they either miss the target market or they have no target market. If I was to go around the room, and I won't do this, don't panic, and ask you to give me a definition of who is your ideal target market. If you have that answer, great. But if you don't, you need to do the market research to figure out, develop a profile of your customer. Okay? Develop a really good profile. You should know my typical customer is female between the ages of 40 and 50, and they earn this much money, and they live in these zip codes, and they have homes worth this, and they have 2 kids, and they eat sausages on Tuesdays, and whatever else you can find out about it.
But if you have different products, or you have products that have different areas, and you could literally appeal to everybody,
Right?
then you're not talking about a target market for a business, you're talking about a target market then for a specific advertising campaign, right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Right.
for the campaign or the product.
Right,
Yeah, you could have multiple. You could have 10 different products with 10 completely different target markets.
right.
Where most small business owners go wrong, understandably, because budgets are always limited. is they try and put them all into one flyer or all into one ad or one website. We specialize in these 422 things. And then it appeals to nobody. Okay? So ideally you should have your campaigns focused on each specific market. Okay? That make sense?
Yeah.
And that's why with the internet world these days, like having landing pages for your specific products, as opposed to having everything dumped into one website, which is what most people do. But having specific landing pages to talk about. If you sell red shoes and you sell black shoes, well, people who are searching for red shoes should land on the page that's only talking about the red shoes and not talking about the black and the purples and the pinks and all those. Okay. The more specific you are with that type of marketing, the more people will feel, oh, they get me, they understand what I'm looking for, and this is what I want to do business with. Okay? And so if you don't have that, I mean, it's very simple. Those of you who've been through the market research process, you're going to ask your customers and ask your past customers, especially those you'd like to duplicate. Do a survey and let's develop a profile of what 60 to 70% of your market looks like. You're never going to get where everybody's fitting neatly in one box. And the goal is not that you're not going to service somebody who's outside your target. If you say your target is, you know, college kids between the age of 18 and 25, that's your ideal target. But if somebody comes along and they're 27, it doesn't mean you're not going to work with them. Or they're 47, it doesn't mean you're not going to work with them. What it means is you're going to focus all your marketing on that target, and you quite happily work with other people, but everything you do in your business is designed to appeal to that target market. That make sense? Okay? You ever walk into a clothing store in the mall or wherever, and the music is way too loud and way too jazzy or something, where you're going, oh my gosh, I don't like the store, it's way too loud. It's an old saying, if the music is too loud, you're probably too old. They're not looking for you. They're not playing that music because they're trying to appeal to you. If you walk in and you go, oh, I don't like this place, it's too loud and it's too obnoxious, it's too... Guess what? They weren't trying to attract fat Irish guys into that clothing store. And so...
I don't think you'd fit in those bikinis.
Don't even go there. The visual is not good. You know, you got to really think about, is the reason it's like that is because they're trying to appeal to the younger crowd who are into that style of music, and everything that they're doing is to appeal to that target market. And so, same with your market. Are you designing everything you do to appeal to the customer that you want to work with? And if you're not, you're probably doing the exact opposite. You're trying to appeal to everybody. And that in of itself is what makes your marketing not work. Because you might think, Jenny might think everybody could benefit from acupuncture. Of course they could, Jenny. But not everybody is a candidate for acupuncture. Even though we could all benefit from it, some people will say, no, I'm not doing that needle sticking thing, that's not for me. Some people will say, I don't believe in it. And others will say, absolutely, I love acupuncture. And so making sure that your marketing is focused on who it is you're trying to reach. Okay? So, that's one. Next one, an unclear message in your marketing message. And we're going to get to the message in detail. But, you know, sometimes we have pieces like this in our marketing, you know. Stop, no, proceed with caution, maybe, or stop, one way. There's another one thing where it says stop, one way only, instead of to move forward. You know, and I see marketing messages like that. They're not as obvious as that, but where it's not clear what you're trying to get people to do. We try to come up with these generic headlines that will appeal to as many people as possible. And therefore, who does it appeal to? No one. Okay? It's an unclear. What's some of the messages you guys have seen where you went, what's that for? Anything you've seen recently? Anything you've done?
The Super Bowl commercials, there was quite a few that I couldn't figure out what the heck they were
Yeah,
talking
that
about.
Bob Dylan one, what
Well, I
was?
like the Bob Dylan one, but
I
it
know, but
took quite a
what-
while to get through it. If you
Yep.
weren't the right demographic, you wouldn't even know who he was.
Right.
Which is an issue. But I mean, there was quite a few commercials on there that I wasn't really sure. That commercial for 24, is that a television show?
Yeah.
And they did little snippets as you
Yeah,
go
yeah.
along.
Yeah, there were some of those.
I didn't know if it was a new,
I'm losing it here. I'm not getting this one. Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
actually, yeah, I'm just thinking, I was trying to think of one that was in the Super Bowl and I didn't know what it was for. I still don't, and I can't remember the ad. So I was.
It didn't work.
Yeah, it obviously didn't work, and I can't.
Or you
remember
weren't
which one it
targeted.
was.
I had to go
Yeah.
on Facebook to find
Yeah.
out what was going on.
That's always the music thing. Tells everything.
Yeah.
Exactly. So really thinking through when you're writing your marketing messages, what are you actually saying to your audience? Are you appealing to that audience? We had a client one time who owned a tutoring centre here in La Costa, and he'd done his market research, we were putting together an ad, and we looked at it, and sometimes you're just too close to it. You know, you're doing your own layouts and your own marketing pieces. And he had looked at it and he said, yeah, I'm following the formula, I have my headline and my features and my benefits and my offer and the limited time urgency and all the components. And I looked at it and I said, there's something about it I'm not getting. And I like it, it looks great, it's following the formula. And I couldn't figure out, I said, there's something missing in it. And then he'd been a client for about 3 years. And I said, do me a favor, will you take the ad down to Starbucks? And the next 3 or 4 people in the Starbucks line, just hand them the ad and say that you'll buy their Starbucks if they tell you what they think of the ad. And so most clients will say, no, I'm not doing that. He was fair play to him, he went down and he did it. And he went down to Starbucks, he called me literally within a half an hour. He said, got it, we're way too close to it. And I said, what? I said, people looked at it and they really liked the ad, but a few of them said, nowhere in the ad did you tell me what you do. We were full of benefits, but we got so carried away in talking about benefits, we forgot to say we're a tutoring company that work with people K through 12. Okay. And so you're just so close to it, you leave out important components. Some of you I know, a lot of folks here, but a year and a half ago, a local printing company sent out a postcard, pretty large postcard campaign, and very clever, great headline on it. Great benefit statements. Guess what they forgot to put on the back of the
Their
card?
name.
Their name or their phone number.
Oh.
There was absolutely no way of knowing what printing company it was from.
It's a 3-part mailing.
That's what I was hoping. I was hoping they would watch this space and then you're going to find out the next one. You'll never get it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wonder who the last silly postcard was from. It was from us. Unfortunately, they didn't do it. But so when you get clear, what is your message? The other thing that goes wrong often is we're using the wrong media. Okay, we're using the wrong media. It doesn't come up very well on the overhead, but I love this graphic of the lady screaming with the bullhorn at the teenager. And had she sent her a text message, she would have got through to her in a second. Okay. And so often we're doing media that we think it's media because that's what other people are doing. Maybe we're joining networking groups, or we're joining chambers of commerce, or we're joining the association, some committee in the chamber. And you're really thinking about, is my target market, is this reaching my target market? When you really think about it, you go, no, it's not. It's like the elder care company that does all their marketing at the senior homes or at the bingo hall, or so the target market is not the senior. The target market is the adult kids of the senior. But yet so many of the campaigns you see from elder care companies are focused on the 70 plus group.
Because they think the old folks have a say.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And so that's not the target market. And same thing with and then you got to think about, there's the decision maker, in other words, the person who's writing your check, and then there's the decision influencer. If you're selling some cool toy, okay, that's for kids, yeah, you want to market heavily to the kids, because the kids will bug the parents enough and they don't want to go buy it. Okay? But you also want to make sure the ad's appealing to the parents. The parents are ultimately the one that write the check. Because you've got to reach both people. But really thinking about, where are you marketing? Where are you advertising? As you know, there's another whole session on that piece. Another error that happens, no commitment, not the proper investment. If we say if you're doing direct mail, you've got to do it at least 3 times to find out if it's working or not. And people say, well, I can only afford to do it once. Well, then don't do it. Because you're not going to get a result in once. And people say, well, I thought I'd give it a try. And I often compare it to, it's like me deciding I want to walk to that door. And the method of transportation I'm going to try is walking. So I go, dang it, I'm not at the door yet. Well, walking's not going to work. Maybe try something else. And we give up and we grab a bicycle and we try that. And you've got to take all the steps if you're going to get the result. You're far better off saving your money and finding out what you can do with the budget that you have rather than jumping all over the place and trying different things. Because one-time ads don't work. Complete waste. And so what are some of the things you guys have done when you've tried something once and said, nah, that didn't work? Honesty time. Admit your sins. We've all done it.
Well, there's the value pack. When I first took over the tax practice, some advertiser got on me and, oh, you gotta do this.
Yeah.
And of course, I did it, and I only did it once.
Right.
And I did get, I think, 2 clients from it. It didn't pay for itself.
Right.
But the kind of client I got was not the client I wanted. I got a very cheap client, I'm shopping with a coupon, and I
Yeah.
think that's fine for restaurants,
Yeah.
but it doesn't work for a tax.
Didn't work for your tax
Yeah.
practice.
Not
Yeah.
for mine, and I only tried it once.
Yeah.
'Cause it was somebody else's idea of what I needed, not mine.
Right.
But I, being new, let's throw money at it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Didn't work.
Yeah. Good example. Any others?
When I started with send-out cards, I
Mhm.
sent hundreds of cards to everybody. I mean, hundreds of cards out.
To one card to
Hun-
each person.
No, to hundreds of people I sent a card,
Right.
and then I left it. 'Cause I
Okay.
thought, okay, nobody's calling me. This is kind of,
Yeah.
this is stupid.
Yeah. Not doing that again. Yeah.
Right.
It's that consistency.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'd only sent the message once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the sad part is when the salesperson's trying to sell you the ad. I mean, Julie, what's the salesperson getting paid on? Commission typically, but what are they selling you? They're selling space or air. Okay? So the more space or air they sell you, the more commission they're going to make. And unfortunately, because of that, we have a natural resistance that when somebody says you need to have a bigger ad, okay, they're just trying to upsell us into a bigger ad. Now, here's the thing, in actual fact, they are just trying to upsell you into a bigger ad, because the size of your ad does not sell. The size of your advertising does not sell. But because it's the content that sells. So your marketing message is going to sell. But they're also going to try and talk you into doing a campaign. They should do it for 3 months, 6 months, a year. And we often think as small business, you're just trying to upsell me again, let me try it for a month and I'll see how it goes. And good salespeople, good professional marketing salespeople will say, no, I'd really prefer you didn't do it for a month. Because you're going to try it for a month and it's not going to work. And therefore I prefer you to hold on to your money. But if they think it's the only sale they can get, the rookie salesperson is going to say, okay, Ingrid, let's try it for a month, even though they know it's not going to work. So they're going to get your $500 or your $500,000 or whatever it is, and they're going to get that sale. But in all honesty, when they're trying to upsell size, no, don't go for that because the size of the ad doesn't sell. When they're trying to sell you a campaign, by all means, listen to them.
Questions on the size. So I've done a marketing campaign for a construction company that I'm involved in.
Okay.
And so in the phone book, they tried to sell me a package that didn't work, and I got a package this big for this price.
Right.
Which was really good. I was
Yeah.
very happy with that. And every year they do upsell the size. They add a little bit more, but it's still a smoking deal, so I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
So I have noticed that the larger ads are attracting a different clientele
Mm-hmm.
than the smaller ads. I don't know that they're actually attracting a bigger net worth client, I think.
Okay.
So for a remodeling ad versus a line item ad. So size, I don't know that it sells.
Well-
I agree with that, but I think it does make a difference in who's responding to the ad.
What is the headline the same in the different ones you've tried? The
No,
same
no,
verbiage?
we tweak it every year.
Okay, so you see, that's what I want to get at is
Okay,
it may be a factor that the bigger ad people are thinking they're a more solid company because the ad is bigger, therefore they're spending more with the yellow pages.
okay.
But my guess is it's whatever headline feature and benefits that's attracting the different.
That's a good point, since the ads have improved greatly over the years.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
that works.
Cool.
Colin, can I
Yeah,
say?
please.
Having spent millions of dollars in this market annually, learned that it's, people come in and out of the marketplace continually. I don't know if you need an acupuncturist. If you're thinking about it, all of a sudden you're gonna see a lot of acupuncturist ads, even though they've been there, you may not have seen them. So the reason for the continual flow is because you're getting people flowing in and out of the market. The length of the ad or the size of it, if you take, let's say, Sleep Train, it's on the news, they say, Sleep Train, the little train goes by, bang, probably 6 seconds long. We all know what it is because it's continual. Are we all looking for a mattress now? Probably not, but when we do, it's gonna come up. So that's why the continual flow is so important and why the one big ad is probably not as good as having a bunch of little ads. Sleep Train probably spends, $5 million, $6 million just in this market.
Right.
But with that little business.
Yeah, no, great point. Yeah, you want to create that top of mind awareness that when the person's ready, you're the first name comes to mind. Yeah, good point. Yeah,
I have a question. I have a small ad that runs in, a neighbor of mine runs the Coast News.
okay,
And he does a little ad for free for me. I've
Okay.
been in there for years, and I chose insomnia as the topic, because I figure that's very specific.
okay.
I get calls from people trying to sell me ads, and wacky people who live in Oceanside and Escondido who don't have any money.
Calling
Talking
you.
about me,
And-
wait a
and-
minute.
And they're calling you in the middle of the night?
No, I'm kidding.
No, but there are always people who live far away and don't have transportation and money. and
So why would they
wanna-
call you?
I don't know.
All right, so who's the target market for the Coast News?
Oh, for the Coast News?
People
Well,
live on the coast.
But not Escondido.
No.
Who picks up, if you look at the Coast News and look at the demographics, does that fit the demographics of the type of client you're trying to
Yeah,
attract?
obviously not.
Probably not.
So I don't know if is it the paper or my ad?
Well, I haven't seen the ad, but it could be the
Okay.
paper or it could be the ad, so let's take a look at that and see what we can do between it. Yeah. And so, I mean, and the Coast News has a pretty large reach, but let's see what section you're in, what your headline is, and let's take a look at each of those components. But then let's compare your demographics that you're aiming for versus the demographics of the newspaper. See what's matching.
Still take the free ad.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna figure out some way to turn in money. It's easy to get an ROI on a free ad.
I haven't yet.
Then we need to change the
I
content.
suppose even the Irish can figure out the ROI on that.
I think a lot of healthcare professionals fall into the trap of doing the coupon things, and there are an incredible number of professional couponers out there
Yeah.
who will get their deal
Mhm.
and they'll come and get a $60 massage for $15 or something, and it won't even leave a tip,
Right.
and you never see them again.
Death by
It's-
Groupon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I think there's an enormous number of people. So although those ideas seem great, I don't think in the long term they work. I know someone who runs a Pilates center, and she did a promotion, I think it was either through Living Social or Groupon online, and she was really, really happy because she actually got 17 new clients.
Right.
And about 3 months later, I asked her how it went. She'd not seen one of them
Mhm.
again.
And that's the
Not
mistake
one
most
single
people make with
person.
those, is that they do a Groupon or social, one of those Groupon type ads, and they do it for a one-time thing. You're trying to change people's habits, and so if they're normally saying, okay, I'll go to the cheapest massage place in town, whoever's got the Groupon this week, well then you're going to get people who are skipping all over time. But if you make your package the 1 year of massage for X amount of dollars, and come back every month, that you're training them into, this is now my massage person. or
Right.
hair place or whatever.
So at what point do you do the upsell then? That was,
Well, depending, okay, if it's a one-time thing, you do the upsell when they're in the chair. Because you're one shot,
you don't do it online before they've even come to see you. You wouldn't say, this is a 3-month package that you're buying or something.
Well, I would do
or
it in
an
the
annual-
Groupon, I would do the 3-month
Oh, you'd
package
actually-
as the Groupon.
Right, so
Yeah.
right from the first step.
Absolutely.
Okay, good point.
Because I'm trying to
thank you.
change their behavior,
All right.
get you out of shopping for the Groupon. I'd give you service for the next 3 months, come in every other week or whatever.
Right.
Hopefully by then I've impressed you enough to come back as a regular
Well,
customer.
we've talked about this in the past, and there's a conversion process that most of these people that run a Groupon are missing.
Mhm.
I buy Groupons, not because I'm cheap, just because I'm looking to meet new business owners,
Yeah.
and maybe I am a little thrifty at times.
Nothing wrong with
But maybe I am cheap. But I use, for example, Yoga Monkeys, that one I'm working with. I'm now a client of theirs, she's now a client of mine. I'm now bringing clients to her, she's bringing clients to me,
Right.
a yoga person. That's unusual.
Right.
But that was from a Groupon. So
Yeah.
if it's done properly by the person running the Groupon, and the client is right, it can work. It
Yeah.
does work.
Yeah, and if you-
And that's what I was gonna say was, you talk about this, and it kind of bothered me, I watched this word that said fail. And to think that your ad failed is because, and I see this a lot because, I buy things, I go to a massage, let's say I see a massage for $15 and I go, I know what a good massage is. So if I go there or I get tax service and it's not great, well, I don't care what the price is.
Right.
So if you're going to the Pilates and you get the 3-month deal and you don't like it, you're not coming back.
Yeah.
So, but if you like it and the value is there, then you're gonna continue on. So it really, what you're doing is you're buying a chance to prove the value.
Absolutely.
And then once you've done that, you gotta act on it. It doesn't just end with the ad and then walking in the door and handing you money.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, exactly, and because it's about the total life value of the customer. How much are they gonna spend, not during the Groupon time, but for the next 10 years at the state time. Okay,
You know, but my neighbor will only buy, packages of 3 through Groupon or Living Social.
right.
I mean, she really just sees the value of a massage somewhere between $20 and $25 for an hour.
Kendra hates people like that.
I'm sure you do, I mean, but I'm just saying that there is a certain
That's why I do
contention,
Groupon.
that's the value.
Yeah,
The other side of it is that there are people, that they get $5,000 once they run one, and they only service, 30% of the people who buy. A lot
Right.
of people don't ever, cash in these certificates,
yeah,
so.
yeah. I mean, there's a whole science how to use Groupon.
Right,
yeah.
right.
And there are some people that can be Groupon fans forever, that's all they're gonna do. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, get the point, commit to it, make the investment, and make your marketing work. And then lastly, on the other mistake is that we're not tracking results. There's all the clients I've worked with over the years, there's literally only been a handful that when we get to that progress review meeting and we're sitting down and looking at what's working and what's not, there's only been a handful that actually have using the Excel spreadsheet to say, here's the 8 ways I'm marketing my company, here's what I've invested, here's the number of clients I got from it, here's the number of dollars I got from it, and let's make a decision around should we redo it next year or not. That's how we should be approaching tracking our marketing, as opposed to, well, last year I joined the chamber and I did this and I did that and I joined the association and I was in that and business overall we did X amount of dollars. What worked and what didn't? I don't know, but business overall we did X amount of dollars. Well, now we've no real data to make smart decisions about next year. Should we do that trade show again? Should we not? We've gut feeling about it. Now that one show you don't like particularly that you did last year, that you're considering doing this year or not.
I think it was like terrible attendance and
yeah.
terrible. The target market that came was not the
It's not
target
your
market we
target.
were
Yeah.
after.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, if it's based on something like that, then that's okay. But so many times people just don't have the information. I just encourage you to go onto the website, download the tracking sheet, and let's make sure we have that information. So, today, let's work on the message. How are we doing time-wise? Okay. The message part. Some of you have seen this a million times. The oldest marketing message formula in history, the old ADA formula. And I've seen a bajillion versions of this. Who here has seen it before? Okay. Bajillion versions of it, it's been around forever. And so we don't need to spend a lot of time on it, but just to step through it. The flow of your message should be attention, interest, desire, and action. Unfortunately, what most people do is let me skip forward a little bit. They do something like this, where they have the name of their company at the top of their flyer or top of their ad, okay? And then they have some silly graphic, and then they have a couple of things they do and a phone number, okay? And in that ad, as many of you have heard me talk about before, Bob's gardening service. Well, who cares? Okay? The word was not waiting for Bob to open a gardening service. The name of your company should not be a headline. Nobody cares about the name of your company. Okay? They're focused on what? They're focused on what's in it for them. Okay? What's in it for them? They were not waiting for Bob's gardening service to. People get excited about ads like that, or Bob and Bob's wife and his kids. Nobody else was waiting for Bob to buy a lawnmower. Wow, a gardening service with a lawnmower, isn't that an incredible idea? Okay. So, but really thinking through, what headline might attract a certain type of audience? If you're calling up Bob's gardening service, you're immediately thinking there's going to be cheap and cheerful, cut, mow and go, okay? Versus turn your garden into a relaxation paradise. Different feel, different scenario. You're immediately thinking, oh, this is not going to be the cheapest guy or gal in town. we're going to be spending some dollars here. Serving Carlsbad homeowners since 1976. Who's he targeting? Carlsbad homeowners. Okay. Relax, we'll take care of it. Don't have to worry about the garden, we'll take care of it. Some benefits and an offer. Called you schedule your maintenance program and receive a 15-gallon king palm tree free while supplies last. Is California going to run out of palm trees anytime soon? Okay? No, but it gives a feeling of urgency. Okay? And it works. So, in terms of,
Can I
yes.
say something? Those two ads look as though they were designed for completely different places.
Yeah, and this was a before, it's designed before and after idea.
Yeah, but this is, I mean, I don't, help me out here because I don't know the equivalent. This looks like it came out of Homes and Gardens.
Okay.
And that looks like it came out of,
The reader.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And this was the type of ad he was typically running. And once we did his research and figured out what he should be saying, this is the bones.
But it looks like it's aimed for a different market.
Right. And well, the thing is, he wasn't reaching his market with this one. He was
Okay.
much more focused on this
Okay.
type of market. But he was getting all the, he was getting the folks that were looking for this.
Mm.
Imagine that. Say best rates in town.
Yeah, of
I
course.
said, okay, well, I
Cheap
got a
ads.
quote for $25. Okay. Now I love, now I've shared this story with some of you before, but we had a gardener one time and that we were using for a number of years, and the garden looked great, he was doing a great job, and I was chatting to my neighbour, and the neighbour said he was paying literally about a third of the price that we were paying our gardener. I said, oh my gosh, I must have a word with Miguel, see what he's up to. So next time Miguel came around with his guys, I said, Miguel, can you tell me? He said, I was talking to a neighbour's garden, their garden's the same size. How come they're only paying you about a third of the price that we're paying? It was the best sales pitch or upsell I ever got in my life, because Miguel said, come with me, come with me. We walk across the road, so we're looking at at two houses from across the road, and Miguel goes, you want your garden to look like that? I charge you 1/3 the price. Okay, got the point, yeah. So how do we get it? Again, we have another whole forum on this. You can go online and see the recordings of it. I don't want to spend too much time on this because we've covered it so often. I don't want to mention it for those that haven't seen it before. You get attention with powerful headlines and photographs. Powerful headlines, not the name of your company. Powerful headlines and photographs. Okay? Photographs of people that have benefited from your service. Photographs that people are looking like they're happy with your service. You get their interest by sub-headlines and also with photographs. Nobody wants your products and services. Sad to say, nobody wants any of our products and services. So your marketing has to create a desire for what you're selling. So you create that with logical benefits and emotional benefits. That's what creates desire. And we have to have an action step. What action do you want to take? It needs to be really clear. Whether it's click here, sign up here, call this phone number, visit our store. What's the action you want them to take from the ad? Okay? And most of the time we see people where they have maybe done a decent job on the attention, interest, and desire, and they don't have a call to action on it. Okay? You've got to, because that's what you see a lot of big companies doing. They create the attention with their national campaigns, they create interest and desire with their logical and emotional benefits, and they don't have a call to action on the national level. But then they work with the local retailer to create that call to action step. They complete the AIDA formula through the magic of co-op marketing dollars. And as small business owners, we don't have that beautiful budget to say, come buy it in our store. Okay? So as most small business owners, we can't do the two-part. We have to include the AIDA formula in every campaign that we do. Okay? So, that's your typical. Here's your typical guy, your typical type of marketing that we see, where it is name of the company at the top, some silly clip art or something, and some features of what they do, and no real call to action, versus benefit-rich, value-building type of marketing. And so I really encourage you to think about, if you're designing a piece and you're working on a piece, think about this flow of your next marketing pieces. because this was going to make the difference in whether or not the market is going to work or not. And if you're guessing at it, let's do the research. I know most of you have done your market research. If you haven't, let's work on getting the market research done to figure out exactly who the market is, why they buy from you, where to reach them, and what your marketing language should be, what to say about. Okay? So, I want to focus in a little bit today on headlines, because headlines matter. There's a company out of Chicago called Creative Marketing International. Some of you may have heard of them, they've been around forever. And many years ago, they did a huge study, a huge research study, on what makes different postcards work. So they took demographics in groups of 10,000, and they did a mailing of the same postcard with just one thing different to the same demographic in different areas. Okay? And so they changed the photograph, and they changed the headline, they changed the offer to see what the result was. And they proved that by getting the headline right, you could get 15 times the result just by getting the headline right. Okay? And so if your company name is what's on top, Bob's Gardening Service, not exactly exciting. So really taking the time to think about what is the headline. That headline could also reply to, I'm talking as if it's an ad, but it could also be an email. What's the subject line in your email? It could be what's on your website. It could be what's the banner on your trade show. All the different places you're marketing. Okay? So, there is a formula for great headlines. And in today's age, with content marketing being the focus of all the online marketing stuff, the content that we're writing and the pieces we're creating are becoming more and more important as to the people we're attracting with our marketing. So your headline should be attention-getting and thought-provoking. Attention-getting or thought-provoking. So think about your business and start thinking about what would be an attention-getting headline. And you may have a few of them depending on different products or services you're looking at. Or what could be a thought-provoking question. Like in our material, we use the question, is your business running you? Are you running your business or is it running you? Okay. And we get a very good response to that, because most small business owners have loads of free time, right? Mm-hmm. And totally in control of everything that's going on in the
totally
business.
If you haven't done your marketing, yes.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but that headline does get us a really good reaction in the marketplace. We have our brochures and flyers and some of our websites, and it's on our trade show booth, okay? And so it creates that consistent message. So I want you to start thinking about what would this be for your business. We're going to be working on yours here in a few minutes. But a little formula that you can use to develop your headlines is to include a number or a trigger word. I'll show you what we mean by that here in a second. A number or a trigger word, and the PFD there stands for pains, fears, and desires. PFDs are pains, fears, and desires. PFDs are the only thing that motivate any of us to do anything. Every single thing you've purchased lately, every action you've taken was a result of a PFD. You're either trying to cure a pain, you're trying to overcome a fear, or you're trying to achieve a desire. Think about something you guys have bought lately. You can't even buy anything in the last few months. Any major purchase. Any purchase, quite honestly. What's the last thing you wrote something over $100 for? Christmas. Buying presents and stuff? Okay. So is that a fear, pain, fear, or desire? Why did you buy it? All of the above, maybe.
It was a pain.
The pain.
Depends who you were buying it for.
And it was probably a desire to try and get something decent for the people that you were buying presents.
Right. So
It was probably a fear if I don't buy them something, they're going to give
the
me.
fear of shopping. Something's all free.
Yeah, exactly. And you think about anytime you're making a decision to do something, it's one of those things. And if you know what your target market's pains, fears, and desires are, you can sell them over and over again. But if you don't know what they are, you're going to continue to struggle with marketing. Okay? So, so in that pain, fear, and desire, some of the wording you're going to use in the headline should address their specific pain, fear, or desire. Okay? One I saw for a sales rep not too long ago, that was a very good headline, said, are you struggling, the headline wasn't are you a struggling sales rep, it was trying to sell sales training stuff. But their headline was, are you tired of hiding your car so your potential clients don't see what you're driving? Because how many sales reps have done that? You know, we've all at some point said, I don't want them to see that I'm driving a 10-year-old Toyota. Well, I'm thinking I'm driving the Mercedes, so. And so, you know, really getting into what's in the head of your customer, what's going on in their head. The better you do that, the more results you're going to have. Having an adjective, having a keyword, something that people might search for, when you're doing a Google search for your business, and a promise. Okay? It's not an outrageous promise, not something that's going to be crazy, but a promise. Something that if they take in action with you, they're going to get something. Okay? So an example could be, instead of just saying improve your marketing results, which is what a typical headline might say on some coaching or marketing companies type stuff, let's say dramatically improve your marketing results in 28 days without spending a penny more. Okay? You might hate that. It outperforms that by 28-fold. And I'm using that because it's like on one piece of one of our headlines on our website. Okay.
But it's the without spending a penny more that probably catches most people's attention,
Yeah.
isn't it? Because they associate marketing with
An expense.
An expense.
So I'm addressing a fear.
Yeah.
Fear is I can't afford to market my business.
28 days.
I need
is
results
also-
quickly.
Yeah, it's a short
Okay.
span of time.
Short enough span of time,
Yeah.
I'm addressing the fear. Okay, I'll take a look at what this is.
It's very long though.
It's been proven in today's world,
Yeah.
in terms of headline, longer headlines are actually getting a better result than the shorter ones. It used to always be about short, quick, clever headlines. Finding now, longer ones are getting a much better response.
Why do you think that is?
I'm not sure. I'm thinking possibly because of the online world, you can put more keywords into your headline. Okay. But it's changing. You know, so much of it is, you know, when I Google something, there's that word coming up in my text, so I'm guessing that's something to do with it. Healthy food for active people versus finish faster with the top 6 best foods for runners. Completely, much more targeted market, much more focused, and it's not the top 36. It's focused on a market, and people want information quickly. You know, if you say the top 28 things you can do to, I don't have time for 28. Okay. But if it's 3 or it's 6 or, I mean, when people started using video to market their business, go back 10 years, it had to be like a 30-minute video. It had to tell a whole story. If you go back 3 or 4 years, it was 6-minute videos that all the people would watch. Now all the marketing folks are saying if your video is more than about 45 seconds long, you're not going to keep it. Okay? And so, and what, you know, and it all depends on what you say in the first 10 seconds of the video, if you're going to keep it or not. And then you look at some of the ads.
I've noticed too, on some of the YouTube videos, not necessarily for marketing, but people in the little caption will say, you know, watch the entire thing, especially at the end. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, the offers.
Watch my
yeah.
4-hour video to get my free ebook on the.
But the YouTube ads, they have 5 seconds, right? Most of the ads have 5 seconds to get you hooked
Yeah.
to watch that 30 to 40 second commercial.
Yeah.
So they're really appealing in those
Mhm.
first 5 seconds.
Mhm.
They shoot that arrow and ding,
Yeah.
they hit you every time, and it's a struggle to press skip ad.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, because they know. Skip ad is the next thing you're going to do if you haven't gotten your attention in those first couple of seconds. Okay. So really thinking about, you just see the difference in the wording. You know, and again, these are just sample ones, but the idea being there's a number, there's a pain, and it gives you that feeling of, I'll read the rest, because if you don't get this part right, no one's reading the rest of your ad. Now if, you know, if I look at something like that, finish fast with the top 6 best foods for runners, do you think I'm reading the rest of that ad? Hell no. Okay? But if I was a marathon runner, or somebody who was thinking about doing some sort of a race, yeah, that would get my attention. I'd pretty quick look to see what are the 6 top foods they're recommending. Okay? So what it does, a lot of times people think about marketing as I have to reach as many people as possible. Good marketing is about eliminating the people who are not interested in your product and attracting those that are interested.
You'd have to do that several times though, because runners isn't active people. You've got the swimmers and the cyclists and the. You'd
Yeah.
have to do one for each.
One for
different-
the
Run
swim
the same ad
magazine,
with
one
a
for the
different
runner's
headline.
magazine, absolutely. Yeah.
Colm, one other thing about this headline thing is that people scan, and we're talking print, I think that's what we're talking.
Yeah, print or web.
Okay.
Yeah.
People scan things quickly. They hit the top, and then you automatically do a thing in the middle just to see, am I really interested in this? And then you might look at the bottom, and then if it gets you, you'll go back and actually deal with it.
Yeah.
But it's basically a quick pre-item
Absolutely.
scan thing, and then you can go back.
Yeah, yeah. There's way too much detail in it, you're never gonna. Yeah. And it also, yes, you can imagine in print, you can imagine on a website, but it also applies to when you stand up in your networking group and you've got 30 seconds to try and get people's attention. If you stand up in your networking group and you go, I'm Colin Kelly, I'm the carpet cleaner. Anybody want the carpets cleaned this week? All right. Thanks, I'll see you all next week. You're not going, wow, that's the guy I want to clean my carpets. But if you stand up and say, guys, we have a fantastic new product in our carpet cleaning solution, and it absolutely guarantees the stains will not come back 3 days after I leave like they used to, and we're offering a free trial this week only, blah, blah, blah. You might go, oh, I'll take a look at that, if you're thinking about getting your carpets cleaned. Or you might say that crazy Irish dude is not letting him in my house. Okay, so thinking about what you're saying, so yeah, we're talking about a headline as such, but your 30-second commercial is a headline, the subject line in your email is a headline, what's on your websites, your trade shows, etc. I know when we did the email one, I think I shared this story, we did the forum on email marketing. But guess what the most opened email we've ever done was? For years it was, well, anyone guess what it might have been? You've seen our emails where it's marketing this and it's that. But we had sent out one.
Oh, Kelly, watch 30 times.
Don't get it found 30 Watch the first 5 seconds.
We'd all be looking for the picture.
No, it's incredible. When we sent out an email, and about a few days later I realized there was an error in the email. And so I sent out a follow-up email to the entire database saying, I owe you an apology. Let's say there was, if there was 2,000 people opened the first one, there must have been like 6,000 people opened the apology one.
Oh, was that the one where it says the dear one?
No, it wasn't that one, but that was
No.
similar.
Apologize for that. What are you gonna call it?
I got one of those the other day from a company actually. Dear first name placeholder. But yeah, the apology one is the one that. Oh, what's he apologizing for? Most open email we've ever done.
What's he gonna offer me?
Yeah. What do I get in here? Yeah. Some other examples: relaxing massage versus treat yourself to a 90-minute escape to paradise with our ultimate loamy massage experience. Kendra.
Yes, thank you.
Write that down.
Okay. But again, you see a million ads, relaxing massage, from open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Get people engaged in what you're doing. Or increase your wealth. Would an additional $1,750 a month working just 3 days per week make a difference in your lifestyle? And a lot of people will look at that and go, that's not for me.
Fine.
It's not about those. It's about
Yeah.
those people who click on it or open it or read the rest of the flyer or listen to it and go, I want to hear more about that. Sometimes we get carried away with the people that don't open it. We send out a 1,000-piece mailer. Oh my gosh, we only got like 10 calls from it. That means 990 people didn't respond to it. Don't worry about those. Worry about the 10 that did respond. And if you're making $1,000 per customer, and they're going to be repeat customers every year for 10 years. That's 10 grand per customer, and you've got 10 of them. It's $100,000 return on your 1,000 piece head. But people get so proud, oh my God, it didn't work, only 10 people responded. No, focus on the ones that did. Run the numbers on that. I don't care if I send out 1,000,000 piece mail. If I get more than a 2-to-1 return, I'm going to do it again. If I can double my money every time, you ain't getting me out of that ladder. Okay? So, think about the specifics of your headlines. Yep.
Really quick on the 2-to-1 return, you said on gross profits, so how do we, if we're not comparing it to the cost of the ad, then?
So you are comparing it to the cost of the ad.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So we're saying if I spend $1,000 on the cost of the ad, and my time and effort going into it, and the cost of the ad, I want to get at least $2,000 in gross profit
Okay.
from that.
Understand.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. Cool. Actually, this would be a perfect time for us to take a 10-minute break. Restrooms, if you don't know, they're out the front again, to your left, when you go out the front door, to your left. And if we can resume in 10 minutes.
All right, I have
If there was one area of your market that you're thinking, yeah, I could definitely change it, improve it, need to do something about it.
It's the headings, because I
Okay.
don't really like those kind of headings.
Me either. They work.
But I'm obviously
They work.
going to have to, what's that lovely American, well, that horrible American expression, suck it up. I'm obviously going to have to suck it up and use headings that I don't like,
Yeah.
because everybody else apparently responds to them.
Yeah.
Whether they like them or not is neither here nor there. If they're going to, you read it because it's got, something snappy about.
Right. Yeah. It attracts the audience. It attracts the
Yeah.
audience. Let's remember, you don't have to like your own marketing. It just needs to work.
Right.
And when it starts working often enough, you'll get to like it.
Yes, that's true, because the checks start coming
Well,
in, right?
the thing might be though, if you don't like your marketing and it's targeted to a specific target market, then does that mean that you don't necessarily like the target market?
No,
No, it
probably,
means that
it
you're
probably
not
means
your
that you're
target
not
market.
your target market.
Yeah,
And most of us are not.
exactly.
Most of us don't market to people that are like ourselves.
Don't need to.
Don't need to. Yep.
How about doing these kind of things and using subheadings where it would say something like, interested in 90-minute escape, question mark, try our Paradise Ultimate Loamy Massage Experience, or need an additional $1,750 a month,
Yeah.
and then a swan. How do you do it?
Absolutely, yeah. It can be done as a thought-provoking question with a subheadline to answer the question,
Mhm.
or as an attention-getting headline. It can be done both ways. Absolutely. Yeah, I like question ones as well.
Do you have any experience with
Yeah.
that? I mean,
I haven't seen one outperform the other. Okay. But we do a lot of ones like that. Those are the two basic types: either a headline stating an attention-getting statement or a thought-provoking question. Yeah. Anybody else? What would you say is something you need to change or improve of what we've talked about so far? What aspect are you saying, yeah, I can definitely improve in this area?
I think one of the things is that because I do design for all facets of
Right.
interior design, but I have a specialty of what they call aging in place.
Okay.
So the target market, as you were saying, is actually people in their late 40s and 50s, where they're thinking possibly about themselves staying active, but not moving, maybe,
Right.
and then thinking about their parents. And of course, the children always come back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I think
Focusing it in on that. part.
focusing on the desire to stay active, stay in your place, but also be concerned about your parent. I mean, it's
Yeah.
multi-generational now.
Right. Yeah.
So-
You gotta think of who's the decision maker.
Yes,
That's
And,
exactly
and the
Yeah.
person who's gonna pay also.
Yeah. Yeah.
the senior
Yeah.
most of the time, at
Right.
least in this point.
Cool. Okay.
Yes.
Good. Camera.
The headline.
Doing good headline in place. Okay. Cool. Okay.
Yes, headline, I mean, it's a good topic because I have, someone working on a cartoon campaign. I did a little trade with some
Okay.
promotional products, so, I'm trying to decide between something general that targets the owner of the company, or, more specific to, safety incentives, and that would be more of a safety director.
Okay. I'll do more trades and do both.
What?
I'll do more trades
Well,
and do
that's,
both.
yeah, if I could come up, I kind of did two sides,
Okay.
thinking, okay, but, I mean, what I was, my thing was like, need more clients, and I don't know if that's, enough of a.
My concern with that is it's too general.
Right,
Yeah.
so.
Okay. Good. Let's work on holding that. Yeah.
Okay.
I tuned out, so I don't know what the question was, I'm just gonna be honest.
From what we've talked about so far, what aspect? Well, one aspect would you say, yeah, I really need to improve this aspect of my market?
So far what we talked about?
Yeah.
I think that I've been working on this, but it needs more work, and that is focusing on the benefits to the client and addressing their pains, fears, and desires. In fact, the speech I'm doing tonight, I've already written, but I'm gonna tweak it when I get home and talk about their pains, fears, and desires
Good.
more, and then address what I can do for them.
Cool.
And so I just haven't done that.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. Good. Janie?
I wanna kind of work on, what do you call it, your elevator speech,
Mhm.
like in 60 seconds
Using this
or less.
information for your
Yeah.
networking. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. And on the website, if you download a template of how we apply this to the networking commercial.
what strategy is that?
The networking one,
But, yeah.
it's under improving your networking results. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And you can say, would you improve based on what we've talked about so far?
For me, I've been doing who I am.
Okay.
My company name and all that, so first, so obviously that's not.
Right.
Do it,
Yeah.
So I like what you said about the question, you know, I like
Yeah.
that kind of resonates with me. And then to go forward with the information.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then my stuff as well.
Yeah, good, good. I mean, it's natural. You want to stand up and go, I'm Colin Kelly, and I'm the best business coach in the world, and the whole audience goes, oh, I don't care. Okay. And Adrian.
Headlines.
Headlines. Yeah, cool. Ingrid.
I've been struggling. I think headlines would be important, but I think benefits also.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I understand the benefits, but I'm not getting the job
Communicating, yeah. The benefits build value. Benefits are what build value. And one of the things I encourage everyone to do is to not put pricing into your marketing. All too often I see business owners where they put the price into the market. And the price is most of the time not the important issue. Even though your clients are often the ones complaining about the price, you know, I'd love to do it, but the price. I mean, that's what their focus is, but that's kind of how we've been trained to buy. You know, from our parents, from our aunts, from our uncles, from everybody we watch, that's how you buy stuff. You complain about the price. Okay, and that's how you try and negotiate people down. But if you think about the buying pond, mark over here. We have our pond that I often draw up here. We have 5% of the marketplace want the very best. They want the highest, most expensive, very best thing they can possibly get. And you know, there's your high end. And there's nothing wrong with that market. It's a great market if you can satisfy them. But you've got to be prepared to jump through the hoops to satisfy that market because they're extremely picky.
and be available 24/7.
And be available 24/7. Okay. Look, a good example. I called from a client yesterday who normally has clients. She's in the health world, and she normally has clients come to her office, and she has a client who called her up and said, you know, I'm really interested in using your service. You can highly recommend it to me, but I want you to come to me. Okay. And so the client's question to me was, what do I charge this person? Okay. And so they were saying, you know, could I double my normal rate? And I said, wait a minute. Your normal appointment is an hour. They want you to drive for 45 minutes, set up all your stuff, service the client, and then drive home. We're not going to double the rate. We're going to quadruple it plus expenses. Not quadruple, we're going to triple it plus expenses. And they said, no, I couldn't. You have 3 times my normal rate. I said, no, it's your normal rate per hour, because you're spending half of it in the car, or we're going to add in expenses. I says, okay, well, I'll try it. And so they called the client and said, yeah, it's going to be a 6-month gig. And the called back and said, come, she went for it. She went for it, she's retired. And not only did she go for it, her comment was, are you sure that's enough?
No,
If you're servicing this
actually,
market,
now you mention it.
money is not the issue. They want the convenience and the wow factor and all the rest. The caterer that I know well has the contract for a lot of the private airlines not private airlines, for private jets from LA to the Mexican border basically. And it's a huge new division of his catering company. He's a local caterer here in Carlsbad. And I was talking to him recently, and he said, you know, he's had this new division for probably 5 years. And he said, it's just amazing. He said, like, you know, you're doing the normal catering, you're fighting over every tomato and every onion and every shrimp, and is that sauce really needed, and you're fighting over every little ingredient. Well, I'm delivering 2 sandwiches and a couple of Cokes to an airline, and the minimum per sandwich is $25 plus delivery fee. No, they're not caring. They're sitting on the jet. They want to have the meeting on the jet. They don't care if they spend $500 on 2 sandwiches. It's just get it here at this time. It's not about the money. And so he's quite enjoying charging $25 for a $4 sandwich. You know, that's that market. And then you have about 10% of the market that want the cheapest. Cheap, 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 cheap. Some people, because that's who they are. They're not all Scottish, some who are. Sorry, I'm Scottish client. But that's who they are. And some sort of is need driven. They just need to be in that zone. Again, not a bad market. I mean, look at the dollar store doing very well at the moment. Thank you very much. But everybody else wants the same thing. They want value. They want the most they can afford for their dollar. Okay? They want the most that they can afford for their budget. And so when you're thinking about your marketing, if you put pricing into your marketing campaigns, people who are shopping price will never call you. Or the people who might buy when they see your price you have no opportunity to build value into what you're selling. So they don't call you, they don't buy. So there's the price, and let me go to the next web page, or let me go to the next flyer and see if I can get it any cheaper.
But also, if you get a customer because you were cheaper, more cost effective than the chap next door, you're going to lose that same client for the same reason at some point in the future as well, aren't you? Because if all they're doing is focusing on price, they've got no loyalty to you, so they're just going to, the next time someone comes out and says, oh, actually, I can do it for less. Okay, bye, I'm off.
Yeah.
So you don't really want to get clients based on that anyway, because they're totally ephemeral and they don't
skip to the next group on.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And so when people ask you your price, I'm going to get a little off topic, but it definitely applies to your marketing phrasing. You should, if somebody says, how much is it to get my bookkeeping done, or what do you charge for an hourly bookkeeping rate, or whatever your service is, you should have what we could recommend having a price avoider phrase. Meaning that if someone says, how much is it, don't just blurt out a number, because they have no idea what they're getting for that number. And we've proven this in companies over and over again. And the best example, as I've shared a few times, but one is we had a client who owns an ice cream store, Tasty Time Ice Cream in Northern California. And they would get calls all the time where they would say, how much are your ice cream cakes? Okay? And they would say, well, we've got $10 cakes, $12 cakes, and $15 cakes. And go back about 7, 8 years. And people would say, great, thanks. And about 10% of those phone calls would turn into an order. We said, no, before you give them that price, do me a favor. Let's ask them some questions to build some value into the process. And they were kind of going, it's an ice cream cake. What the heck am I going to ask them? So we built up a little script for the guys when they were answering the phone. So if someone said, how much are your ice cream cakes? So, we've got a variety of ice cream cakes. Can I ask you a couple of questions? What's the ice cream cake for? So, it's for little Johnny's birthday coming up next Saturday. Oh, cool. What age is little Johnny going to be? Oh, he's going to be 10. And great, how many people are you having to the party? Well, we're doing the thing, if he's 10, you can have 10 visitors over. So we're having 10 kids at the party. And the parents as well? No, just the kids. Great, and does he like any particular sports or themes, or, he's a big Broncos fan. And different flavors of ice cream. He loves chocolate ice cream. And what time is the party at? It's at noon. Okay, so you'd like a chocolate cake enough to serve 10 kids. Chocolate ice cream cake, Broncos theme. What text would you want on the top of it? And available for pickup around 11? Yeah, that'd be perfect. Cool, we can do that for just $15. Okay. They went from less than 10% of those calls turning into orders to over 92% of people giving them their credit card over the phone. And it's the same product. The only difference is the language they used in their marketing, in their conversation on the phone. But they didn't blurt out a number. By asking those questions, they're building value they're educating the customer of what goes into this whole process. Yeah.
They know that person who's calling wants a cake.
There wouldn't be a call.
They want a cake,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
so it's like they just have to hook them.
Yeah.
Make it so easy for them to just say, yes, my name is Joe, here's my phone number, I'll see you next Saturday.
Yeah.
So that they're filling out the online order form.
Absolutely.
Basically,
Yeah.
they're making it.
Yeah.
That's what people
All the
want. They want
questions are
convenience.
answered
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
On your website, would you have the pricing on the website then, or?
No. Typically not. Depending on what you're selling. The web has changed the rules a little bit. Excuse me. Depends on what you're selling though. You'll notice on the really strong, people who are strong on the web, they have the web sales pages. You know those pages that are really annoying that go on forever. And wait, there's more, and you know, and here's another testimonial, and okay, well they work, but you notice where the price is? Way down the bottom.
No, like 3 links embedded
3 links,
into
and then,
the.
but there's 7 hits. They're trying to get 7 hits on you before they actually reveal the price. If you were to read it all through. Yeah.
What are your thoughts about saying would an additional $1,748 per month? Would those
I think
actually-
747 would be better.
Yeah, actually figured it out.
All the online market, I don't know. I know you love that thing of the exact number. I haven't tested it, so I don't know. I know all of the online marketing people who are making serious money on the web are all using something 47. So it's $47, 147, 247. 47 seems to be a magic number.
And everything always costs 97. It's worth
7. Yeah.
it's worth 150 million or something,
Yeah.
and they're giving it to
For
you
just
for just
$97.
$97.
If you buy now. And
Yeah.
wait, we'll
So
throw in the
there's-
Jingsu knives.
So there's magic in that. There's magic in the 7, isn't there?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Robert's idea is that because it's an odd number,
Mhm.
it catches your attention.
Right. Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
Well, the thinking
Theoretically
is,
should work.
and from doing retail, we did that because it makes the customer believe that you've worked it down to the final.
Yeah.
That's just as tight as you could be.
Exactly,
It's got
yeah.
the last cent. I mean, 7, who would use $97? And that's why.
Yeah.
The other thing I was gonna mention is because I've listened to a lot of people in the room here, and there's a lot of people here trying to relieve people from pain, whether it be acupuncture, holistic healing, or even taxes, and it's all pain. So, and if you look at aspirin commercials, or any kind of ad for an aspirin, and I use whether it's ads or
Yeah.
whatever, it's all to get rid of pain, and we all know we don't care how much they are, and we would pay $10 for a tablet if the time were that we needed to, and which, you know, you're doing it at the gas station, you get to buy one for some god-awful amount of money, but you'll pay for it. So really, it gets rid of that whole bowl effect if you're relieving pain. If I know that I'm coming to you and it's gonna be over, you can throw salt in my eye. I mean, I don't care.
Right.
And
You can even stick pins in me.
Exactly. Wing of an owl, I mean, it doesn't matter. So that's one thing to think about when you do this, is that for people will pay anything to get away from pain.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Yeah. But it depends. It's also the same on the desire end.
Yeah.
You know, if people really have a desire for something, that'll motivate
I
them to
don't
take
think
action. If people are really motivated to get high as kites, they will not only spend whatever they need to spend, but they'll also break the law to get the drug of choice and go ahead and do it because they had a desire to get to that level. Which could also be said they wanted to get rid of the pain before. Both factors to it. So, thinking about the other piece I want to just mention before we go into sort of a workshop mode here is. Yeah. Technology, I love it. Absolutely.
Oh, technology.
Yeah. Well, it's good. Is having powerful photographs. Now, there's no such thing as powerful clip art.
Doesn't move you?
Just because Microsoft gave it to us doesn't mean we should use it in every single presentation that we do. And also, having people in your photographs makes such a huge difference as to the reaction that people will give you. And yet it amazes me how often I see ads. You know, pick up the Yellow Pages and look at movers. Look at all the ads for movers. What's the photograph of most of them? A truck. A moving company with a truck. Wow, isn't that unique? That's the one I'm going to call because the other guys don't have trucks. Okay. Or, you know, this is like, typical, precision garage door stuff. And look, we have a van that will actually come to you. You don't have to bring the garage door to us. But, versus the happy family with a cool garage door and some cool headlines and pieces and benefits around it.
So you'd know that was about a garage door based
Well,
on the
it'll
writing.
be laid out with a headline or a caption.
I was going
or
to say,
something.
because taken out of context, I
Yeah.
mean, that could be about anything.
It could be about anything. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, it
The,
could be, could be for dentist.
And trust me, stock
You need to put
photography,
two
that's why it's
questions in
designed that way. You can crop out the garage door if you wanted to use it.
Exactly.
But the point is showing people enjoying the results of your product and service. And the photographs you use should look like people that you work with. Don't get into the, having the supermodel in your ads, because most of us don't feel we're supermodels. Okay, so we can't really. What I do, but it hasn't worked out yet. But really having people that you feel that is my target market, so people can relate to what it is you're doing, and they want to do business with.
Something's not the battery.
Oh, I know.
Do you have any particular source? I mean, there's stock photos, but you can always tell they're stock photos. Do you hire actors? And if so, do you have a place that you go locally?
We do a resource for talent people if you need talent people, and photographers. I mean, yes, if you have the budget, it is far better to do your own photo shoot, and it's not that expensive these days, and set up your own pieces that capture that.
Customers love to be in your ads.
Absolutely.
And they're the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
By far. They're regular people and they've got a testimonial and they've
Yeah.
used you.
Yeah.
And they're the best.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I have that on my website. I had some of my clients give testimonials, which was very cool of them to do. I really appreciated it. And I had the website designer that was calling to help me. They live in another state. It's a big company. And they said, I really would like to use you for my taxes after hearing all that, because those are things that my tax person doesn't do. That was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, that real world.
So it really worked.
Well, everybody wants to be a star, and somehow or other being in the precision garage door ad makes you one.
Yeah, you're right.
minutes of fame.
Absolutely right. Cool. So let's think about features and benefits, because I see people get this one messed up all the time as well. A feature is literally what something is. What is it? Okay, a table is a feature. Okay, the blinds are a feature. But the benefit is what something does. Benefit is what something does. Most people buy benefits. They're not really buying features. Okay? It's the old story, and I say it every time we talk about this, is you don't go to Home Depot to buy a drill. You don't want a drill bit. What you want is a hole in the wall. That's what you're really looking for. Okay? And so, again, this is just an example, but you want to think about what are you putting into your marketing material that really emphasizes the features and the benefits. So, this is the one for the tool for retail stores, and it's purposely designed for retail stores. Hardened and plated precision alloy steel. Cuts through those hard plastic clamshells, and in the scissor locking mode, cuts through heavy stock paper and packaging. Okay. Ego comfortable, fits comfortably into the hands ergo comfortable hands, sorry. Fits comfortably into hands for easy opening and closing. Feature, benefit, feature, benefit. Every single aspect of the feature is also highlighted with a benefit.
You're leaving out the word advantage though. Feature, advantage, benefit.
Right.
It's in there. The word, it does show the feature and then the advantage and then the benefit.
Right.
I don't know, is that a new thing? You probably don't care about advantages anymore?
To me, an advantage is the benefit. I look at it as being the same thing. Yeah. So think about when you're describing your products and services, most of the time we default to the feature, when really we should be talking about the benefit, because that's what the customer is interested in. The customer doesn't care about your features. They're assuming it's like when the guy selling me a car insists on showing me the engine. I know nothing about engines, so I'm assuming if it's $40,000, I'm kind of assuming it has an engine. What's the benefit to me? That's what I'm interested in hearing. Okay? And
It's
so
a guy thing.
what?
It's a guy thing.
It's a guy thing.
Not anymore, you can't even see him when you open the hood.
Yeah. You open the hood? Wow.
Yeah.
You're a real man.
Exactly.
So really thinking through, when you think about your products and services, why do people buy what you buy? People don't want bookkeeping. And they sure as heck don't want a profit and loss statement.
They don't even know how to read it.
They don't want to know.
Okay. What do they want? Trevor, just 2 minutes on bookkeeping. Why would small business owners, what's the benefit to a small business owner to hire a bookkeeping service?
To know where they stand.
automate.
On a monthly basis,
Why do I want that?
so it's unprofitable.
Why do I want to know if it's profitable? You're on the right track, but let's keep going.
Right, well, you know, if I'm not profitable, then ultimately I'm gonna run a business, will be the 96%er.
Right. And keep going, why do I want that?
I have to pay my taxes.
Because I wanna have the
And-
freedom in order to go vacation when I
Yeah,
want to.
ultimately, you know, if you follow all the logic, so I can have a better lifestyle, 'cause that's why we're in business, so we can have a better lifestyle and more of it. And if I have my books accurately, I know how much I'm making and how much tax I can be paying. Can I afford the vacation? Can my kids afford to go to college? Can I afford the holiday? You know, the ultimate benefit is you know where your money is. Why is that important? Then you know what you should be doing with it to support your retirement or whatever it is. And for each of your businesses, you want to think through, what is that end benefit that people are buying? Because they don't want the products and services. None of you want to attend a small business forum. You want your business to do better. What?
If it was in Hawaii.
And we'd arrange that. So really, yeah, just think through what is the benefit. And then you have to have that call to action.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, would the benefit be something you wanna avoid, and yes, of course, because that's the pain, but
Exactly.
that's what I was thinking of in terms of bookkeeping, is I just don't wanna do it myself.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so you're already clear on the benefit of having it, but the pain of not wanting to do it yourself would cause you to outsource it.
Okay.
That's another aspect.
So here's a question. Robert's just writing a list, and he said things like the benefits of ours are the convenience, that it's an automated system, that you get a wide selection, you can do campaigns, it's cost effective. I'm thinking that isn't what we're looking for. What we're
Sounds like
looking for
features.
is that it gives you increased customer loyalty and better referral rates.
Right.
So what is it?
Well,
Is it what he said or is it what I said?
What you
Because-
I'd say we should survey your customers and find out. But my answer would be, it's more to do with the if you're going after a small business owner, it's the increased referrals, it's the convenient way to stay in touch with your customers, buying customer loyalty, those types of programs. It's not the fact that it's online, and it's not the tools, it's not the click here stuff.
Right, again,
It's
that's the drill bit.
Yes,
That's
the
still
feature.
the drill bit, even
Yeah.
though it seems to us
Mhm.
to be what's beneficial. It's
Right.
not it's not the effect they're looking for.
Yeah.
So it's in between.
It's the end result is the business. What do business owners want? They want more
Yeah.
clients and more profit.
Yeah, they don't want the convenience
It's
system.
kind of
as an
ethereal
example.
too, though, what you're saying, and it would be better if it had a number like 27%, he likes 7.
Oh, yeah, we've got,
27% more customer referral, I mean, it would make me look at it.
Right.
it's 500 actually.
Well, what is it?
500
And
and seven.
three.
Pitch now.
Yeah, 500.
No sales pitches. No sales pitches.
But yeah,
Cool.
okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Good. And then we also want to have a call to action. So what's your call to action? What's the next step? When somebody looks at your marketing, what's the next step you want them to take?
Call me.
Call you? Anybody else?
Come in.
Come into your store? Email me?
Give me a check.
Give me a check. Let's come through all this relationship building stuff and just.
What's the little mark that you scan and it goes to your website?
QR code.
QR code, scan
Yes,
this.
going to, is
Yeah.
it to go to the website?
It could be different for everybody.
I mean, if you're selling
That's the
directly
way.
from a website and
Yeah.
you're emailing people, then
Right.
you just want them to click here, don't you? So that they
Click
go
next
to the
to-
website, so
click
they
here or
can
give
just
us
go
your name and
and
email
buy.
after it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's going to be different for each and every one of you, but it's important for you to think through and work with your coach and let's figure out what is that next step that you need in all your marketing. That when you're doing your 30-second commercial or you're doing your emails or your flyers, that it all leads to the same place. Whatever that next step in your sales process is. Okay? But it's not, well, if I meet them here, I send them there, and if I do that, I go there. No, let's build a process. So everything you're marketing leads to the same place. Okay? Having that call to action. And by the way, what causes action? Urgency. The limited, the feeling of something is limited causes action. Because, it's tough to get Mom and Pa Kettle off the couch. Okay? So they see your ad, or they see your postcard, or they see it on TV, or they hear you on the radio, or they get your email, And even if they think, if you got their attention, you capture their interest, they have a desire for it, and there's no real reason to do anything right now, what do we all do? We kind of go, that's kind of cool. I must do that sometime. That's a really cool offer. I really like the sound of that. I must do that sometime.
Yeah, I'll flag that email.
Yeah, I'll
You're
flag
right.
that email and I'll come back to it.
Yeah.
And you come back to it once every 6 months and there's 10,000 of them flagged.
Right.
Okay. Or you put it in the drawer with all the other stuff that you said you must get back to sometime. Okay. So there has to be an urgency effect to it. There has to be something that makes people want to say, if I want to take advantage of this offer, I need to do something before a certain time. Or I need to do something before they run out. The old laws of supply and demand. You want to create that perception of limited time, limited space, limited something. So people go, I want this. Okay? And all the big retailers and all the big stores do that very, very well. You see when McDonald's or any of the big fast food chains, when they bring in a new sandwich, it's always on, it's not on the full menu yet, it's always on a banner over the door. Limited time, get the new Whopper Dopper with extra calories and 14 extra million cheeses and heart attack between a bun, and here you go, and it's for a limited time only.
Did you hear about the coach that actually lost 40 pounds on the McDonald's diet?
No.
Are you after him today? I was like, no, seriously.
I used to be 500 pounds. McDonald's diet is
No,
wonderful.
I'm serious. You're bagging on McDonald's.
He only
And
ate once a week.
He and his students created a meal plan for him, and he had 2,000 calories a day. So he stuck within that budget, and he just made wise food decisions.
Cool.
Because most
Yeah.
people eat more
McDonald's
than
outside.
2,000 calories a day.
So seriously, lost 40
calories that much, everybody will
Eating
be
McDonald's every day?
Let's pick on Burger King then. It could be any of the fast food
Yes, we
places.
had a lot of lettuce and tomatoes.
I've lost control.
We need to get the hell back in.
And that will end today's
Yeah,
call.
that's
Thank you for
probably
being
what
here. So then have your attention up here for a second.
So I can't have one.
So whether it's McDonald's, whether it's furniture, whatever it is, there should be an urgency to the campaign. And so all the big retailers will do, it's a while, this weekend only, or all the car deals, it's like get the Bob Baker Chevrolet, get the Jeep Cherokee at this price, 4 left in this color, 1 at this price, and it's always sold just before you got there. Right? But we have 2 others very like it. Okay? But it's that creating that urgency. And you see the telecommercials where it's, operators are standing by for the next 100 callers, we'll throw in the extra, blah, blah, blah. And we all look at it from this seat and we kind of go, oh, it's so silly, it's so ridiculous, people see through that, though I don't like those headlines. Guess why they're doing it? It works. We might all look at it and go, yeah, it's really silly. But guess what? Most of the population, and if it was appealing to us, well, that's kind of cool. I think I'll go down and take a look at that, or I'll go to that store, I'll check out that sale, and I'll take a look at it. It works.
I did that, what you're talking about, for 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, we had sales every week.
Right.
And it was never again, never before, and
Yeah.
all that. And
Well,
the
you had
reason
business.
why it works, because I thought it was silly too, but we did millions doing it.
Yeah.
The reason why it works is because people come in and out of that marketplace, as I was talking about before.
Mhm.
When you're in the marketplace for whatever it is you're doing, you see it. When you're out of the marketplace, those ads are
You
oblivious
don't
to
see
you.
it. Yeah.
So you don't see it, so it doesn't seem like it's happening all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you don't buy a couch every week. When you're not in the couch market, you may be looking, but you get into time to buy a new couch. That weekend, you're staring at every couch ad in town.
It's like, or tires, I mean, if you ever looked at, there's tire ads all the time.
Mhm.
Well, you don't see them,
Yeah.
you're not looking for tires. When you're looking for tires, there's tires everywhere. If you're looking for a new Ford, everybody seems to be driving one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And,
very
and it's because it becomes a
Top of
popular
your mind.
awareness, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, cool. So think about how you're creating that in your marketing. So what I would like to do is, make the last page down for break. That's what it is. 4 pages. Okay. Yeah. So what we're going to do, well, first of all, before we go into the workshop mode, from what we talked about, what questions do you guys have as to how to apply this to your business? What we're going to do in the workshop is have you start thinking through what your marketing message should be, okay? Just come up with the first draft of what you think good headlines might be for your business, and step through in terms of, as you're thinking about your future marketing material, your headlines, what photographs or videos you might want to create, a list of your features, some logical benefits of what you offer, emotional benefits of what you offer, and a call to action to create, credible reasons to buy now or to call now. Sorry, yeah, I
It's
should've
just
done that.
4 in each, yeah.
So, just think through, because the goal is I want you walking out here with some samples and ideas as to the first step in this, and then work with your coach, and let's hone this down to being your final marketing message.
I have
Yeah.
questions about the call to action, because somebody like myself,
Yeah.
myself, and I offer basically three different things,
Yeah.
just one service, kind of, so how do I call to action? I'm not, do I
Only
just
two
do
spots.
sales all the time?
Only
or-
2 spots available next week. Doesn't have to be reduced pricing. Escape your lonely massage, and I'm available at this time on Tuesday and this time and maybe one other.
My hairdresser does that, and I think it's very effective. She's always very busy, but when she has openings, she posts them on there, and she's gonna offer, if someone canceled or rescheduled, she's gonna offer 15% off. It
Yeah.
makes me wanna call,
Yep.
Is it real?
Yeah, it's real.
No, I mean, it's real, she really lost
Yeah,
something.
yep, someone reschedules, or
Right.
how schedules change,
Yeah.
and that's what she does to fill those spots, and it
Yeah.
works. People are like, boom, I want that.
See, so to create that and coming back like Kendra or any of us, if I call you up and I say, I'm interested in your service, can I get together with you? You say, yes, swing by any time. Okay? What I basically said is, you are my only customer. I'm doing nothing. I'm just really hoping, Lisa, that you have time to swing by. I'm just waiting for you. As opposed to, absolutely, I'd love to get together. I'm typically booked up about 2 weeks in advance. Let me check my schedule. I could get you in next week, maybe on Wednesday afternoon.
And another thing to do is, while you're doing that, is to say, wait, I can get you in tomorrow at 11, could that work for you?
Mm-hmm.
And that really tightens it up.
Yeah. I'm typically booked up 2 weeks in advance, but I have one opening tomorrow at 11 if that would work.
Because we're dealing with a clientele that is in pain now.
Right?
A couple weeks ago I had 2 people call, like, I can't work, I need help.
Okay.
So what I meant, sorry, I can't see you until next week.
No, what you could do is, a good example, what you could do in that situation is, gosh, I'm so sorry to hear you're in pain. Let me see if I can move some things around and get you in today. So I'm busy, I'm booked. But let me see, here's a client I know really well, and I know she wouldn't have a problem with it. I can get you in.
But call back, like I say,
You've
get
got to
off
call,
the
yeah.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then call them back,
Yeah.
because you gotta create that,
That's
make
true.
your work for
Yeah.
them.
I think something to consider here is that, there's the old saying that says, if you wanna know why John Doe buys, you have to look at John Doe's eyes.
Right.
And the best way to do that is definitely, and I'm sure he does that, is to go around and ask people, because how you perceive in your business, I will guarantee you is not how everybody else is
Absolutely.
perceiving. Absolutely not. And unless you and your mother are your only clients, it doesn't matter what you think.
Yeah.
It only matters what the customer thinks. In your particular case, until you know what the benefits are or what people are really looking for, you can't do a call to action. See, a call to action for me with you would be, it's hard to get in after work, it's really hard on Saturdays. So if your target is people with money that are working, they can't come just willy-nilly. So that might be one of your benefits, and then your call to action is based on what that benefit is.
Right.
And that's why he's saying you can't troll with a big net for everybody when you're doing that particular ad. Who are you going to for?
Yeah.
And then create that call to action based on the benefit. So that has to kind of come first. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And that goes right back into, as some of the clients know, doing the market research, which is exactly what you're saying. Let's go to your customers and ask them what they would like as a special offer, what they would respond to, what their pains, fears, desires are. And that gets us that information to create this message.
It's even harder to go to people that aren't your customers,
Absolutely.
because they'll really give you what they're thinking.
You like that?
And those are the new people you're trying to reach, so you have to be able to take it in the stomach sometimes, but that's what's gonna make you successful.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. Cool. So, let's take a few minutes, folks, and just work through that little worksheet and start brainstorming what might be some possible headlines for your business or some aspect of your business. And just brainstorm ideas, because you've got to get a first draft going. If you haven't done your research, what you're really creating is the first draft of the survey. Sample headlines, features, benefits. Let's take about another 5 minutes and just step through that as far as you can get, and then we'll open it up for discussion. Page for headlines, page for features, page for benefits, and page for offers. No cheating with
She's Googling the answer.
When in doubt, Google.
Joe Schmo business owner. I don't know. I hate, you know. Yeah, but
And remember, the goal of this is to get you to stand out from the competition.
Too subtle.
Don't just do what the other people are doing. Try and find some way to differentiate yourself.
No. Ask the floor. Where's that list of benefits? Features, I mean, features. The list of features.
2 or 3 minutes more, and we'll open it up to discussion. So what I want to do is on the headlines, on the sample headlines you've written down, pick one that you think is your favorite one at this point. Obviously we're going to go through a bunch of work on this one-on-one and we'll figure out exactly which one is going to be the right one for you. Just for the discussion, what I'd like to do is pick one headline that you like about your business, and we're going to go around the room and I'm going to ask you to say what your business is and what your headline that you've come up with as being a sample. And we can discuss, well, you know, we think it's on track, or give suggestions to each person as to ideas. Just purely as a brainstorm. There's no right or wrong. I'm not expecting moments of brilliance here. It is purely a brainstorm opportunity to get thinking about words you should be using maybe in your marketing. Alright, one more minute and we can get started. Everyone ready? Okay. So Ingrid, if you will, just tell us who you are, what you do, and your favorite first draft of a headline that you've come up with for your service.
Ingrid Chamberlain, Tax and Bookkeeping Services. I'm focusing this workshop on the bookkeeping part of it.
Okay?
Are you financially stress-free?
Are you financially stress-free? If you're a small business owner looking for bookkeeping, or thinking about bookkeeping, would that headline make you want to read more?
Can
Yeah?
you repeat it again?
Are you financially stress-free? As a headline, there could be some headlines and more details after that. I know it's tough, and that's the whole thing. But it's good, I like it. That is so much of what small business owners are dealing with, is the money part. For most small business owners, I think it would get you to say, does this person help you be financially stress-free? You're either going to be an accountant, a financial planner, or a multi-level marketer. So hopefully your pictures and sub-headlines are going to address it. Any other comments? What any other words that come to mind when you think about bookkeeping that would get your attention? Yeah.
How much money do you make doing your own books?
Okay. Good one. Yeah.
Because most of us lose money.
Doing our own books. Absolutely. Yeah. Good one.
Have you seen those H&R adverts where the guy in the football stadium putting $500 on each seat,
Right.
saying this is how much people lost?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's actually quite impressive.
Yeah, it is.
It's got me thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or another
Any
twist
other-
on that is, how much have you lost doing your own books?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Pick either one.
Either
Pain
one,
or desire.
depends on how the, yeah.
Any other ones yet?
Is it better to have a negative or a positive? Like, what's the better attention grabber? Are you financially stress-free or are you financially stressed?
Positive, most marketers would say positive is a better way to go. Yeah. It opens up more than it shuts people down. Yeah. Any others?
It
is there an aspect of the ego, if you say, like when you were talking about how much have you lost doing your own books, and then of course you can follow that up and say the average person has lost $4,700,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
You have to include the seven.
Right.
You're right.
4,919.
And 3.4% of all statistics are made up. At any rate.
Yeah, exactly.
But that, does ego enter in, because a lot of, as soon as you say how much have you lost,
Mhm.
then people go, oh, not me.
Yeah, 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 even for a small business owner, the ego is a big factor.
If they're lying to themselves.
But they go back to the aspirin thing, they talk about, are you a migraine sufferer, or you, I mean, you see people in the roads like this, you know, it's pain, you wanna get away from pain.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, for some business, but for some it's about getting the desire.
Well, but books are
Yeah.
a pain.
Books are a pain, but profits are a desire.
Do you not find that people respond more to what they're afraid of losing than what they could gain?
Again, it's different for every business.
Okay.
Yeah, it really is different for every business. If I'm a wedding photographer, the marketing is about capturing the moment and celebrating your day of joy and all the wonderful, soft, positive things around it.
True.
It's not, don't miss out on the family heirloom, or doom and
Right.
gloom. You know?
True.
So
You're
it
right.
really depends. Yeah, that's why I don't want to. I agree with what both of you are saying, but you have to look for, with so many different businesses. You have to look at some is positive, some is a negative, and some is just a fear factor. Do you know how much you're losing? Do you know how much you could be making? How much time could you save? All those types of things. Cool, Adrian.
I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
I'll criticize every word I write, scratch it out, and write another one. So give me about 5 hours, and I'll have 10 words
No
for you.
worries.
Yeah.
No
No, but I'm
worries.
working out the
What are
other
you
stuff.
working, I mean, can we ask?
But we're here.
I think the biggest thing for me is not only am I advertising or trying to attract like Shay, I'm trying to attract Shay's client.
Right.
So I can either gear it towards the end user, which I feel like I have such a disconnect with, or to Shay, which can work, but she's not the one buying my product. The end user's buying my product, so I can come up with a million ideas to attract the Shays of the world, but I'm having a really difficult time attracting the end user.
Right, and I would say for your customer, I mean, her customer's buying the product, but Shay's the one selling your product.
Right.
So it's the Shay you need to attract.
Yeah.
I was going to say that. Who are
Yeah.
you? Who's actually buying
Shay is the
from you?
decision influencer.
Yeah, that's true.
It's Shay, isn't it?
Or like maybe.
But I have to give Shay things to sell to her clients.
5 ways you can, increase, or maybe 3 ways you can increase, your clients, or increase your own business, something like that.
Right.
Or something like that, or new, because a lot of our business is what's new, someone
Right.
wants the newest, most creative, and that's really what you're bringing to the table, because nobody else, when I think of your wine, or your acrylic holder, I mean, it's unique.
Right.
So, to use that unique,
Yeah.
new and unique, be the first, to show it to your clients. Something, one of the vendors I saw at the trade show said, you know what, I have some great, ideas. Do you have a minute? I'll tell you something. And she sold tattoos. But what they were, that you hand out, she said, it's not very much more to print a ticket stub on our tattoos. So, some people running concerts will use it as a ticket stub with the tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
And then the tattoo can be the entry into, or, like their wristband into it. And she gave us like about 5 ideas. So, I mean, it was really, when we're looking for something, it's like something new that we can go to the client with, that's an idea. And that's what you have, so.
3 ways to be ahead of your competition.
It's
or
called tiebreakers.
Cutting edge, yeah.
Tiebreakers.
Mm.
And if you have that thing, Coca-Cola, whatever she's talking about, that's what I would advertise. I say, try finding this somewhere else.
Mhm.
But you can't find these. something like that. I mean,
Well, that industry is like asking China to come over and.
I know, well, we're gonna move to,
Yeah.
that's in every industry.
Well, this is the promotional products industry, so.
So, yeah, I mean,
it's-
just something about, something that makes you unique, amongst all the other
Yeah.
suppliers. And I think, you've got it. Just, work on it.
So if your marketing is, I think what you're saying is if your marketing is geared towards helping Shea be unique,
Uh-huh.
using your products, and coming up with that as a headline around that idea,
Right,
in the head of the crowd.
yeah.
Yeah, good, cool. And you come up with your, if you don't tell us what your business is and the potential headline.
Are you energy billing?
Okay.
And I started with, are you looking for an alternative solution for wellness and vitality?
Okay.
And then I just said, get away to a relaxing spa-like setting for the ultimate 60-minute Reiki experience.
Okay. Okay. Good. It's all first draft, and I like it. But my only concern would be it's very samey. It's like all the other Reiki professionals are saying, and so I'd love to see us take that and develop it into how can we look at that and make it a wow. But good. Cool. Any other comments on when you think of health world? How you might.
How about swapping them over? Because the ultimate 60-minute caught my attention, but are you looking for an alternative? Didn't, because most people aren't. And because they don't know what the alternative is, but the ultimate 60-minute session is more interesting, so maybe just swap them over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Energy's big in that. I mean, I read something about energy being one of the biggest things right now, I was talking about weight loss, but they're saying energy and kind of being eating gases. I think that's a big word to,
Yeah.
You mean,
put that headline.
you mean people not having any energy?
Right,
Yeah.
Could you use more, or 60 minutes to increasing your energy or,
Right. Yeah.
so.
Get the number in there. Get the easy in there.
Is it you that does it all? I think that's what Charlie says.
Cool. Okay. Jenny,
Okay.
what do you do?
I'm an acupuncturist. My name is Jamie Sarico. And my idea was to see if we can figure out what acupuncture. Is your bowel irritable? Acupuncture can help you go.
It's gonna stand out.
You're definitely targeting a market there.
And it's a big market, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't even want to touch that one.
I wonder what those people will call from Escondido and Oceanside.
Your call to action should have the word running in it or something.
Run to the nearest
I'd
phone.
like to see the photo for that.
Moving right along.
Just gonna go one-on-one with you on that one.
Shay,
Okay,
save us.
I know, I can't top that for sure. So my, we can do printed products for any company, anytime. So I think for us, it's really kind of narrowing down the target. And we've done that really by focusing on the construction industry. So, I will dramatically increase your profits while reducing your workers' comp rates.
Okay. Okay. So that's paying the workers' comp thing.
Right.
Okay. Opinions? Like it? Don't like it?
I don't
Make you
understand
go
how,
back
I don't
up
understand how
or-
it relates to promotional products. It sounds like insurance to me.
Yeah. So, then what I have in here is, then I would have kind of like a picture. So if you can, set up a safety incentive program, and we can help them with the safety incentive program, or I wrote team building to increase your profits.
Right.
below that, so something that's gonna, you know, a system for, rewarding, safety awareness.
Right.
you know.
So motivating your employees
Increase-
to reduce your workers'
Right,
comp rates.
right.
See, I would probably do something more on the line, I didn't understand what it was either,
Okay.
at all. And it's kind of platitudinal, meaning like, everybody's kind of using that, like, what do you mean, like, increase your profits? But if you said, facts show, and I don't know what your industry that much is, but facts show that by saving X amount on whatever it was it safety?
Yeah.
Can increase your profits by blank is, oh, I didn't know that fact. So that's a fact statement that says, if you do this, you get this. When you say increase profit, well, I don't know, I mean, like by $1 billion fold, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, so
I mean,
it's
look
just
at
too
that number
broad.
that
Well,
Yeah.
anything you reduce goes straight to your profit line,
Yeah.
right? So any type of expense, and that's probably the number one pain for the
Mhm.
contractor is their workers.
The workers' comp.
Okay, so that would be like the thing. Did you know that the number one cost for contractors is workman's comp? You know, that can be your sub one. See, again, you assume that, but it's where they're not seeing their business through that. They're not realizing that's a huge gaping hole in their business that they can save money on.
Right.
I think it'd be more apt to say reward, because I didn't understand it at all, I'm sorry. So I would say reward your employees and increase your profits. That would be like, what? How the heck am I gonna reward my employees and increase my profit? Then I look and I see there's a safety incentive program, and then I get it.
Right. Yep.
But it would definitely drag me in.
Mhm. Good. Cool.
Or if their key is workman's comp issue, because contractors, that's just a screaming at them as workman's comp, is exactly what you said. First, award your employees and lower your workman's comp, because, you know,
Something along that line.
which
It's just
profits,
but everybody
profits,
needs
we all want
insurance.
profits,
Mhm.
but well, I think when you go to them, you're already working with the contractors, right, Shay? So they know who you are. I don't know if you're putting this out to the regular ones you've already done business with, or is this
Well,
to
it's
a
just
new
generic ones, so.
generic one to new?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so hitting on those, but making it more specific, I think, is the point. I mean, I think that
Okay.
it was very general. Yeah. You can say 3 ways to workers' comp or increase sales for contractors.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Kendra.
Be the pregnant mommy others envy.
All right.
I like that one.
I like that.
Nice.
The
I
pregnant-
like
Target
that
your
one.
market.
Be the pregnant mommy others envy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's good, that's good.
It is good.
That is really good.
Cool. Good one. Because you do. And why would you target pregnant moms? You might want to explain that.
Pregnant moms
you
are the
do,
ones
you
that are
do
being
pregnancy
targeted.
massage.
Yeah, I do pregnancy massage and I also do placenta encapsulation. So there's a lot of things that go on with pregnancy. You know, the body is morphing and changing, and something's growing in you, and you know, there's a lot of hormones that are running through your body, and so there's that desire to be the best you can, so that you create this precious child, and then afterwards, you know, needing to be that precious mom to that
Yeah.
precious baby.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, I like
Very
it.
good.
That's a
Yeah.
good, that's a
Good.
very good
That's a
one.
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one. Cool. Next, Celia.
I'm Celia Dole with Celia Dole Designs. Let's see. Stop living in a potential and turn your home into a comfortable reality. I have some more, but
Yeah. First draft. Yeah.
to start. I don't know if that.
Does that relate to anybody? Anybody like it for interior design work?
Say it again, please.
Stop living in a potential and turn your home into a comfortable reality or environment.
I wonder is there a way we could play with that and make it, there was an ad there just as I was driving to work this morning, and it was for a car, and it said, the car of your dreams could be the car in your garage.
Oh,
Can we do that same thing with your home? The home of your dreams
Yeah,
could be the
comfortable isn't a
interior
big
of your,
enough word.
could be
No, it's
inside your
not,
door.
it's not, no.
I like the stop living with potential part.
Yeah, that's good, but comfortable isn't a big enough word.
But
because
there's
most
like,
people tend to
and some people don't want showcases, so
No, and that's why it's
Fitting
your
your lifestyle,
reality,
yeah.
not anybody else.
Or put the interior of your dreams inside your home.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Mhm.
That is
Cool.
Or create the home of the dreams inside the house you live in.
Okay. Cool. Just in the interest of time, let's move forward.
I have a question. How believable do these things have to be?
They have to be attention getting.
All right. So how about this? Improve your referral rates by 497% in 3 easy steps.
Guaranteed.
Karen, can we sue you?
Improve your by 497%, improve your referral rates.
Yeah, in other words, get 497% more referrals than you're getting now. I mean, this is targeted for
That was more
people-
powerful than the long headline.
Okay, this is
I
for
know.
realtors, insurance people, people who live off referrals.
Yes.
This wouldn't be for the ice cream shop, obviously.
Right.
But this is for people whose businesses rely on
Insurance
referrals.
agents, the realtors.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
What was the second
So
thing
can
I
you
said?
prove it?
Can I prove it?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, it's been done.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
testimonials
So you
on
need
it too.
testimonials to back it up.
Yeah.
On the piece.
Yeah, but 497%, Robert says, but everybody look at it and think, no way, and just move on to the next one.
Mhm.
If you had a
Because
quick
496
factual answer underneath that, if I saw
Yeah.
that, I would look to see how you're standing that up,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
But
So-
if you make me, drag me around that ad for a while, I'm gone.
Yeah. If it's a photograph of a
Okay,
real
so watch
person.
watch
saying,
the testimonials
in
to see
2012,
how
I
we
had
did
this
it.
many referrals.
Something.
2013, I had this.
Something to-
497%.
What do we call it, back it up.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's fun for them.
back up with testimonials.
Cool. And you want to add to that, Robert?
Is $3.10 a year worth getting a new customer?
Oh,
That's
How
a
much?
great line.
yeah. Good one. I like that. Yeah.
I didn't hear it, I'm sorry.
Say it again.
What did you say?
Pardon?
Say it again.
I can't read it. Is $3.10 a year worth getting a new customer?
Or, the other way around, is a new customer worth $3.10 a year?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
worth kind of that, something not quite right, the
Would
sound
you-
of the whole thing sounds good, but.
The worth word isn't fitting with you?
Yeah, no.
Would you
Because it's
invest
almost like
$3?
you're comparing your customer to
Would you
$3.
invest?
Mm.
No, they're
Yeah.
not worth $3, they're
Depends
worth
on
a
the
lot
customer.
more.
So would you invest $3?
Yeah, would you
whatever it
invest
was, for a new-
$3
for a
Mhm.
new
You know,
customer?
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
like that kind of.
Yeah. Yep.
Back to the interior decorating one. How about enjoy the home of your dreams inside the walls you already have?
Mhm.
I think that's better.
Yeah. Cool. Good. Good. Folks, hopefully I've gotten you thinking about some ideas as to how you can change and sexy up some of the headlines and language that you're using in your marketing. Those of you who are clients, please let's work on this one-on-one and let's take these ideas and brainstorm and let's get them into, either if you haven't done the research, let's get them into a survey and figure out which one's going to be the one we want to focus on. And then let's incorporate them into your website, your networking commercials, etc., and into all your marketing pieces. So as we wrap it up, one quick question as we go around the table in 10 seconds or less. What one action are you going to take from what we talked about today? Because the information alone is useless if we don't implement it. So what one action are you going to take based on what we talked about today? Ingrid.
Time's up.
Try to get a bookkeeper to do something fast. Adrian.
See, I put a note to email myself, download tracking sheet where you list out everything that you're doing and seeing what your
Yeah.
real ROI is. And
Okay.
it's playing out, like the big picture, I have them
Yeah.
all separated, but I don't have anywhere they're compiled together for an easy
Cool.
use. So.
Yeah, okay. And speaking of downloading, I just want to mention on the Work on My Biz website, we have a cool little sort of flyer that steps you through all the components of of designing the ad. So if you want a little cheat sheet, go to the Work on My Biz website, go to the strategy on creating your marketing message, and that Word document is there that you can use to as a template. Cool. Good.
I'm gonna revise all my, flyers.
Cool. Excellent.
I need to do like little
third of page flyers
Okay,
that I can leave at the chiropractor.
Like a rack card?
Yeah.
yeah,
But I also need to like put a little like picture of me framed with a list of what I do at her office that people will see as they come in the door.
okay, good. Let's make it benefit rich.
Yes.
Yeah, good, cool, Shay.
I'm gonna send an email to you with a list. I kind of came up with 3 different types of campaigns, one for like corporate apparel and one for, you know, targeting that, business owner, for increasing clients. So I'm just gonna type those up. I have someone ready to work on the art, I just have to put on the outline.
Okay.
So I'd like to have you help with that.
Sounds good, sounds good. Cool, Kendra.
I would like to work on a 60-second elevator speech for things.
Okay.
And then also, wanna talk to you about settings, because we've had difficulty getting the picture.
Okay.
I don't like the stock.
Traditional
pictures.
massage photographs, yeah, yeah, cool, okay, working on it, good.
I'm going to work on a card campaign, and this is very helpful.
Good.
To know that you want to put the benefits,
Right, yeah,
and then your name underneath.
yeah,
And
good.
don't forget to write your phone.
Don't forget the phone, exactly, exactly, cool. Okay.
The headings actually,
Okay,
yeah,
focusing on those areas.
it's, I've been avoiding them because I don't like them, as I said before, so
Right.
I've got to step over that and start using them more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, we have a lot of content, we just have to get the headlines so they read the content.
Right, get their attention and be able to move forward.
Because you can do this on a blog too.
Absolutely, it applies to every marketing thing
Right.
you're doing. Blogs,
Yeah.
emails, flyers, websites, trade show booths, everything. Okay, good. So folks, please, those of you who are clients, log into the website, update your plan, call your coach, and let's get this implemented into your business so we can move forward with your marketing pieces. That is it for today, folks. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, guests. Thank you, potential coaches. Have a wonderful, profitable week. Thank you.
Thank you.